If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 531. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I'm Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
I'm Brian Shadow Emmerich.
And we are back after a week off. We had some scheduling conflicts. So we took a week off. There will be some scheduling conflicts next week. So there will be no show next week. I will be gone at a parents' weekend college thing. So, and it's also my college, which is nice too. So,
Nice.
Yeah. So when we go, not only does my son Evan go there, but my buddies Ned and Celine from college, their daughter Ella goes there. So I get to hang out with my friends at the same time we're hanging out with our kids, and it's a good time. So
Sweet.
Yeah. So no show next week, back in 2 weeks. But we're here this week, and that's all that fucking matters. I think.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Thanks for the reification there, Shadow. So if you're in chat right now, you want to share shit for the show, go right ahead. But I don't think any of you fuckers are here. Doesn't seem like anyone's here. No one tunes in live anymore. We might as well just go back to a podcast. But that aside,
Shy.
Let's just jump into the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. And reminder, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. ZZYZX_NV comments. You were correct about the origin of ZZYZX. Here is the sign. And this doesn't really work for even our video audience because I have no way to share this particular thing, but there is a ZZYZX road somewhere
Exit 23.
Somewhere between LA and Las Vegas. So yeah.
It must be Zzyzx.
Zzyzx?
Right?
Yeah, I guess that's how you would have to pronounce it, right?
Yeah. But what is that?
Like,
is it
who
some
came
old
up with
tribe
that
or
to begin
something?
with?
Or I don't know. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Something. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody lost a bet.
Somebody fell. They fell asleep on the keyboard as they were typing the name.
Yes. But yeah, so we had suggested that maybe that was the case, and apparently it is. So, but yes, thank you for joining us yet again. Zzyzx, is that how you said it?
Zzyzx.
Yeah, Zzyzx.
Yeah.
Zzyzx NV. Yes. Our new favorite, no longer used commenter. You're out now. You had 3 weeks in a row, or 3 episodes in a row, so yeah, you're on hiatus. But
ouch.
That's pretty rough, unless there's something brilliant that you come up with. But yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you've worn out your welcome, Zzyzx. All right, next up, Ptolemaic Philo.
Yeah.
Isn't
Potomac?
It's usually silent when it's in front of the T like that.
I was gonna say Potomac is like a lake or something.
Isn't Ptolemy like a philosopher or some shit? All right, Googling.
This is how you do a show. Hey, I'll go ahead and read his question.
Do it.
Hey,
yeah,
Ptolemy says
Ptolemy is an Alexandrian mathematician.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
This podcast just lost half of its listeners because it's too smart now.
Ptolemaic Philo asks, why is your episode schedule so fluid? If you released at regular intervals, you guys could be huge. Fuck you.
It's all Derek's fault.
Life, kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shadow's got.
I'm usually around. I am usually around, but I don't do the recording. So, we're dependent on a particular person being available.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called life.
Yeah. It
10,
happens.
15, 20 years ago when this show started, I had a lot less to do. Now I have more.
Not less life.
So yeah,
I mean, if you want to start paying us for doing this, we will do
we'll be
more.
on time. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
No, I refuse to be paid. I do this only for free.
Oh,
I will
if you got
never take
paid,
a
then it would be a
dime.
job. Yeah,
And then
Then I have to claim it on
he'd have to
some kind of
report
tax
it on his
form.
taxes.
yeah. Yeah.
See what I did
3
there, Selden?
cents
Yes. Yeah.
to the IRS.
All right. Next up, Charisma Devil asks, in this day and age, how can there be such a catastrophic failure like Concord? Why wouldn't Sony have just doubled down like Microsoft did with Redfall and Starfield?
Sony does not give a shit about its customers.
All right, that's the opinions of Selden 007 do not reflect the opinions of Still Got Game.
Come on, look, they're putting out a mid-cycle console that's not even that much of a step up, and they're charging another $400 or $500 on top of what you could get a used console for at this point. They don't care about you. They take away your rewards program, your points. They don't give a shit. They don't give you an alternative. They put out games that are fucking crappy. They call them first-person titles that then they pull them from the shelves. They don't care about you. They don't care about the consumer. That's my opinion.
Oh, and you're sticking to it.
I feel like they just cut their losses. They're like, this is never going to make back the money we wanted from how long we put into it, how much money we put into it. So it's got to be something. Well, I mean, it's obviously cutting the losses, but also maybe it's some sort of tax thing. I don't know. A lot of the places have been doing that.
Warner
lately.
Brothers did with
kind of, yeah. Like
Bat
call it a loss,
and yeah.
Maybe their insurance will take care of some of it. I don't know. I mean, we all know that it didn't take 8 years of actual development to do. I mean, they say 8 years. There's no way, but still, it took a long time, I'm sure. So
yeah.
I don't know. They're just like, okay, we spent this much money. It has this many players. It's never going to hit what we want it to hit. So we're just done.
Write it off and be done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Sucks for everyone who worked on it. Because I mean, I'm hoping they all got paid what they were supposed to get paid, but
it's true too. Yeah.
it still sucks because then you go, okay, maybe you got paid, but then you just don't have anything to show for it. You don't have anything to put on your resume as, hey, look at this, I did this. Oh, you can't because it doesn't exist anymore. So
that's like the Scoob 2 and the Batgirl movie and all those things that Warner Brothers just wrote off as failures and deleted off the face of the world, and no one ever gets to see those things. So imagine being an actor or an actress in those and they no longer exist. So
it's unfortunate, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'm with Selden.
Nah, good.
They were just hoping like somebody would like it, and nobody did, and they caught flack, and then they just pulled it.
I think it's
They're
just
trying to rip somebody off, and they got caught.
It's such a weird situation because I had never heard anything about it, period. And I follow game stuff pretty closely until they had that premiere thing like 6 months ago. And oh, this is coming, and here it is. I'm like, oh, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, sort of.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Oh, and it's Sony exclusive. All right. And then it came out, but there was almost no build up to it.
And then it uncame out. Yes.
And then it uncame out. And now all the hard copies are worth a lot of money, apparently, at least for now.
Yeah, somebody's trying to make them worth something. Like they want to make it the next XET type of box console game that all of a sudden it's going to be worth a lot more than it was originally.
All I know is on eBay I saw Selden 007 with like 100 listings. So, yes.
I jumped to the GameStop dumpster and I pulled out all the old versions of it that were sitting there.
All right. And last and maybe least, maybe not least, Altius.
We skipped. We skipped.
Oh no,
Charisma.
did we skip one?
No, Charisma Devil.
Oh, yeah. We skipped Charisma Devil. All right,
we skipped the second question of his, or hers.
Charisma Devil asks, in this day and age, no, this is what the one we just did.
Yes, we just did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right, that's okay.
All right, cool.
All right. Altius asks, with more and more layoffs in the gaming industry still occurring, do you think it's time for game prices to increase? Until the recent $70 change to some games, video games have been priced at $60 for 20 plus years. $60 in 2004 is $100 today, and studios are bigger than ever.
Okay, but here's the thing. In 2004 or 1994, they're not selling near as many games as they are now. So I think it's just the mass amount of games they're selling can make up for the difference in cost personally. I mean, yes, it should go up some, but if you're selling 5 million copies now and you were selling, 500,000 copies
500,000? Yeah, yeah.
in 95, that's 10 times as many copies. So you're still getting more money. And it's not like it's not like those discs each are costing you $70 or whatever. You're getting
Yeah.
almost free money. You're printing free money after a certain point. So
But then
I
again,
don't know.
salaries are going up and
Yeah.
people aren't getting paid the same amount they were
But
20 years.
inflation isn't 10 times as much. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I feel like
entertainment prices in general don't match the
I don't think
increase
the
of cost of
scale.
living increases. Like movie prices, tickets have an increase exponential to the cost of what they used to be. Books don't increase in price. Concert tickets are they're the same.
No,
They
concert tickets are insane.
Those are now, yeah, because of COVID.
Well, it's that's a lot to do with Ticketmaster or whoever the fuck is ripping everybody off. But overall, if you're looking at that, I'm like, you look back at the 80s, and 90s, the price of all entertainment hasn't exponentially increased with the cost of living, similar to what video games haven't done it either. So I think that's one of the last ones you'll see start increasing in prices. I don't think they should raise that much, but I could see them raising a little bit. But we've had a couple increases over the last years.
Well, also back then, I mean, there were $70 games. I think Chrono Trigger was maybe 70 when I bought it. Maybe. Yes, pretty sure it was on the higher end. There were a couple 70-ish dollar
Were
SNES
those
games back
collector
then.
editions or were those straight up
No,
just
they
base
were just
games?
it was because they were carts that had 32 megs of RAM as opposed to 16 or 8 or whatever the other ones had.
So
So it
they had
cost more.
to pass the
Yeah,
cost along. Yeah.
a lot of the RPGs cost more because they needed more RAM or more storage space for saves or whatever. So they would cost more. But they were also carts and they were hard chips that had like a finite cost to them. A
Yeah.
disc, it costs the same no matter what game it is. So the actual discs, as long as you're still doing physical copies, and even less so now that a lot of stuff's digital, they're not having to pay for distribution or putting it on shelves or, cutting and giving a cut to the stores and all that. They just do it directly through their own service. I mean, they're doing it through Xbox sometimes or
Yeah,
PlayStation,
so
but
they're paying that
so they're
big.
paying that.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
they're Xbox and they're putting out their own games, they have their own service already. It's right there. It's free. I mean, it's storage space and network costs, but those are negligible. So
Yeah, no,
I think that they're
it's not in our news stories this week, but I saw something that a story that said 80% of the games in the UK were sold digitally last year. So
yeah, and they don't have any storage space there, so that's probably why. A lot of small places, same as Japan. I mean, people don't have any space to have big houses to store a lot of discs and consoles and stuff. So yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It should go up some, but I think that there are other ways that they're making a profit in other ways. They're making a profit with DLC and things like that. So
yeah,
special editions and pay $99 to get it. You can play it a week early and you get this hat that you
yeah.
can wear that shows everyone that you played it a week
You
early.
paid the money for it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have the point of sale anymore of like all the big box stores. Like you don't have, these giant promos at Best Buy and Macy's or whatever. I don't know, whatever other Game Stops and EB Games. You don't have to pay for all the merchandising, shelf space, and all the other crap that they did. The big game shows they don't do anymore in the United States, so they're saving money there.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Also true. So
Yep.
I think
I'm gonna,
70 is okay, but
I
I
think
don't think it's going
80's
to go that
okay.
much higher.
I would go to
You think
80.
80 is okay?
Yeah.
For just like the base game, no extras?
No extras, yeah. I'd much
All
rather
right.
pay 80 and know that I'm keeping people employed than to pay 60 and know that 40% of the workforce is going to get laid off after each game release. So,
I mean, if you could guarantee that, I would also agree with that. But I
yeah,
don't know that that's going to go to them. That's probably going to go to the shareholders.
that's probably unfortunately the case. But yeah,
It's gonna go to
Yeah,
the AI overlords.
no,
that too.
yes, yeah. Oh, all right. Well, if you have any great questions like that, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over to what we're playing? Selden, what have you been playing this week?
I haven't had a lot of time to play, but the only game I've really been playing is the First Descendant. So actually almost had an opportunity to play with Yant. Unfortunately, I was running out the door as he jumped on, and then by the time I got back, he was logging off to go hang out with his wife. So missed my opportunity to play with the Yant man.
Who's this yacht that you speak of? I don't.
He is.
Yow? Yow?
You're the
Yow?
one. You're keeping his seat warm.
Like Robin Yount?
Whoa! So
Ouch.
cool, Selden. Wow.
There's room for 4.
There is room
Stretch
for
it out.
4. We've done
Stretch
4.
Selden's
it out.
keeping his seat warm, so
Yeah.
don't.
But that's pretty much it. Been grinding through, unlocking a couple characters and stuff like that, playing through that. So having a lot of fun in that game. So
Nice.
how about you, Shadow? What have you been up to?
I've been playing Forza Horizon 5 still, going through that because I'm finished with all the other ones. So occasionally, just getting some achievements there. It's fun. It's funny because all the Forzas, they're very similar, but they're also very different in the way that they track events and scores and how you get points and things like that. And they like to change it up just slightly and just enough where it's a little annoying because you're like, I just finished 4, going to 5. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, let me figure it out. But it's fun. Doing that, and also I went back to play Minecraft because my son always plays Minecraft and he's more Roblox now, but he used to be really into Minecraft. And so I'd played with him in the past and I'd gotten, I don't know, 20 achievements or something just randomly over time playing with him. And there were so many achievements just sitting there and it was screwing up my ratio. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go through. I'm gonna go and get
Only
in one of
you
those.
screwing up
I'm
my
gonna get in one of
ratio.
I'm
No.
gonna get in one of those worlds that Seldon was talking about, where they like have all the things where you can get the achievements. You just go do them, get the achievement, go to the next one, get the achievement. So I did that for about 2 or 3 days, and I got all the rest of them. So I finished up Minecraft 100%, and so did my son because I showed him the the place because he's like, well, because when I first started playing, or when he first started playing Minecraft, I had gotten him for him on the Switch, and he was
No.
playing on my account on the Switch, which wasn't linked to, or no, he was playing on like just a dummy account, his own like name account, but he didn't have an actual account. So it was on the Switch, so he got all these things where he would have gotten achievements, but they didn't count because he didn't have an actual Xbox account linked to it. So I was like, well, I would have gotten them before, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get them now. I'm like, okay. So I didn't want to like cheapen it for him. I don't care about me because I didn't care about Minecraft that much, but
No, it
you want to,
seems like you did. But
I
just
didn't. I just
saying.
cared about like clearing that game out because it was just sitting there like almost all undone. So
Yeah, there's a shit ton of achievement points
there
in
are.
that game
There's a
too. So
lot. They had so many updates. There were like 10 or 12 different updates when they had added more and more and more. I was sitting here like I have like a 3% ratio on this. I just want to get it done, put it away. So I did that. That's what I did. How about you, Derek?
Well, I was playing around with something that I did a Kickstarter for, which was an Artemis bow, which is like a
Oh yeah,
a smart compound bow.
nice.
So it's hard to describe, but imagine having a bow that you aim at your TV and you have a bunch of
this
games
doesn't
you can
sound good at
play.
all.
But the arrow that's there is kind of like you cock it back and it stops when it gets to the end. You hope it stops.
That's weird.
But yeah, it's literally an archery game. I played some hunting of wolves. I played some Olympic archery. I played all kinds of games, and it gives you your stats, and it tells you how many calories you burned, which you wouldn't think you would burn calories by pulling back a bow. But I guess like your arm does get sore after a while because there's tons of tension on the string and everything else. But yeah, it's fun.
What's it play off of? Is this Steam or is this
It plays off of iOS, Android. It can also play on the Oculus Quest in VR mode.
Mm.
So
Did you have it up on the screen or did you do VR?
yeah, so I had it on. So for when you play on iOS, you do the screen mirroring to the TV
Okay.
through Apple TV.
How does it detect where you're shooting?
So you do the gyro syncing early on, and then and when you're aiming at the TV, it actually sees the pixels. It's kind of like a smarter light gun almost. Like it knows what you're aiming at.
Almost like a Wii.
No,
Your favorite.
like a million times better than a Wii. Yes, yeah.
you have to stand on a balance board when you're doing
No,
it?
so the arrow thing that sticks out in the front actually has a lens in there that reads the TV, and it's like a modern day light gun, but you pull it back, and that's what creates the interaction. But it's been fun. So
Nice.
I'll
Does it
keep
have
playing
bowling
it.
too and golf?
No, it just has archery.
Just archer. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be really hard to bowl with a
Just
bow and
checking.
arrow. Just saying. So yes.
Now, can you get two of them in battle around the living room against
You
each other?
can. You can get two
Ooh.
of them and do 2-player and battle. Yes. So,
Nice.
but yeah, it's been fun. So
That sounds good.
Yeah, I've played a couple of the archery games on the Oculus or whatever, the VR world, and they're pretty good. They're a lot of fun. So I can imagine, now having a tactile bow with an actual tension string and everything like that might be pretty cool. So
yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was like when I was putting it together, it was like screw this here, and then it's like put on your string, and it's like you're gonna have to put pressure on to bend it down. And it was a lot more pressure than I thought I would need to bend a bow to get the string on. So yeah, it was fun. So yeah, I've been enjoying
Nice.
that. But
Yeah,
So
I went.
they need to make a mod so you can get a crossbow, and that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I used to go hunting with my dad, but we'd just be shotgun hunting. But he hunted with an arrow sometimes, but I never used that. He has like a compound bow.
okay. Yeah.
He always used to do that. I always thought that might be interesting to try to shoot. I shot bow and arrows in like Boy Scouts and stuff.
I did too. Yeah.
It's been a while, so
No,
they're
I
always
always
fun.
loved it as a scout. So yeah,
Yeah.
coming back to it and just getting that feel of knocking the fake arrow and everything else, and like like I have the wrist protector and the fingertip thing, and yeah, because
Cool.
it starts to wear on your skin, but yeah.
Oh yeah, get smacked on your wrist there.
Yep.
Cool.
So they did it right. So that like if anyone's looking for it, it's called Artemis, Artemis. Look it up and highly recommend it.
Thanks.
All right. So on that, why don't we hop on over to the new releases? First new release out this week is an old release, but it's new. Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed. This is out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, the Switch, and the PC. Everybody loved Epic Mickey, but it aged poorly. So it's back now in a cuter, more fancy looking way.
So I can't remember if I actually played it or not. I always feel like I wanted to play it, and I don't think I did
okay.
because I was more focused on Xbox at the time, and it wasn't on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It was only on
it was
Wii.
a Wii. It was
Yeah.
a Wii game.
Yeah. And then the second one came out, and that was multi-plat, but I hadn't played the first one, so I don't think I played the second one either. So now I'm kind of interested in it. And it will not be motion controls. So
true
I
as
think
well,
that will
yeah.
be even better. So I'll
Yeah.
probably wait for a sale on this, but it's on my list. I've had a thing today that popped up on Xbox. It's like, your wish list, Disney Mickey is on there. Okay, thanks, but I'm not going to buy it right now. I
Nice.
will wait for a sale.
No, I played the original on the Wii, but
Wow.
believe it or not, Yeah.
The Wii.
I used to play Wii games.
You
Of
used
your
to play
set-
video
of
games.
your 5 Wiis that you had, probably.
Now I only had 4 Wiis.
Only 4. Oh, only 4.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah. Way less than Xboxes.
Way. I'm sorry.
More than
That
PlayStation.
is true.
Yes.
That is true.
Why
Yeah,
is
it's a hard pass for me. So,
wow.
yeah,
Why is this a hard
I did
pass?
play the original back in the day, but just nowadays, we're not Disney. We're not a Disney family. Like
weren't you playing the Dreamlight Valley stuff?
I
or no?
did, yeah. But
So
it's
you're
okay.
a Disney family, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's just
Like recently.
He's trying to rebrand himself as like a Manson family,
Are
but he's a
you
Disney
like-
family.
I only play AAA titles. I
Like
don't know what you're
rewriting
talking about.
history. I never played Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's I've played this once. I don't need to play it again. So like
Fair enough.
I-
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair.
Yeah, I haven't, so I will probably give it a shot.
All right. Next new release out this week is The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, and this is out for the Switch. Anyone playing this garbage?
I already pre-ordered it. It's sitting there waiting to play for Thursday.
Not me.
Yeah.
I don't even know where my Switches are, as I said.
Link's Awakening is my favorite Zelda, and then they made the remake that looks just like this, which was great. And I love the art style, and yeah, definitely checking it out. So yeah, I bought the thing where you can get $100. You can get 2 games for $100. The little voucher thing. Because it's 60, so I'm like, well, I'll get that. So I redeemed it for that. So then whatever other game I get, as long as it's over $40, I'll have come out on top there. So I'm sure there will be something next year. Maybe Metroid Prime 4 will finally come out before a year's up, because it's September. You think it'll be out for next September?
I don't think so, but
no, something will be out. Something will be out for the Switch too. Yeah. So I'll get that then. Hopefully, as long as it's backwards compatible and blah blah blah. We'll see. There's supposed to be something coming soon, maybe, about that. But yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this. I like where the Zelda games were going. I just don't like this art style. It's just too cartoony,
too backwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
It's high end cartoony, but it's still cartoony. So I'm just like,
I thought that I'd heard that they were not going to do any more like top down or 2D ish kind of Zeldas anymore, but they did. So I'm excited for it. I love Link's Awakening, and it just looks just like it.
Right. Fair enough. Last new release out this week is a piece of shit that none of us are going to touch. And I'm not putting words in your mouths, guys. If you disagree, say something. But it's EA Sports FC 23. This is out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, the Switch. This is like if you took fake football, aka soccer, and you made it even more boring. This is that game. Like, you're not even playing the boring version of football, aka soccer. You're managing that team.
Oh, really?
Non-athletes. Yes.
This is a management game?
It's a management / play game. It's better than the management games. Not as good as like FIFA, let's say, if you even consider that a good game. But yeah, not my style.
Yeah, you got to give them some credit. They didn't make it the most boring game. They didn't make it like the, hey, you're going to ref football games. So, but no, this is a genre that I don't see myself getting into, and it's a hard pass.
Would you be into a ref simulator game?
God, no.
Where you just
why'd you bring
play,
it up then, Zelda?
and then
Why'd you bring it up?
You throw a flag and you call it. Like, this may be genius. Like, no one has thought of this.
Then maybe
you can branch out to all the sports. You can do baseball. You could be the umpire or the second base ump. Or
like, this is you may be onto something, Sultan, because I've never heard of anyone wanting a ref game, but it may be a thing. Who knows?
You could even get into fishing. You could be the judge that make sure the fishers are fishing legally.
You get out your ruler. You're like, nope, It's only 9 inches. You got to throw it back. Like,
That's not what she said.
Oh. God, I hope they don't make this a genre.
wow. Oh, all right. On that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? First story! Concord's disastrous launch leads to its director's self-demotion. So, I don't recall a time in history I've heard anything like this, but the director that created Concord that we talked about earlier in the show, after this thing shit the bed, he was like, I don't want to be the game director anymore. I just want to be part of the day-to-day workforce. And
I don't want to be the director anymore. No.
and self-demoted. Have you ever heard of anything like this?
I think it's a smart move because if you're still the director, it's all your fault still. But if you're not anymore, then you can kind of like
gone, you're like,
you can
some
fade into the
other guy
background.
directed this.
Some other guy. Some other guy did something.
It makes it sound like the guy didn't want to be the manager director in the first place, and he was kind of forced into it to oversee this. And he's like, "No, fine. I want to just go back. I go back to.
I want to go back to writing shit. Yeah.
I want my mommy."
I thought this was a fucked up story, but at the same time, like you both said, yeah, like distance yourself from the problem, and that's the best way to do this.
Yep.
Shout, did your laptop just almost fall?
I just bumped it.
Okay. You
Nobody
vibrated like nobody's business. But then again, podcast listeners, no one could see that. But yeah.
That's right. Thanks, Derek.
No worries. Yes, I kept it interesting. Now they're like, maybe I should watch the video.
That's true. Maybe you should. Conceal our expressions like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
Derek?
you could zoom in 31 minutes into the show. You could go see Shadow vibrate almost off the screen. So yeah, giving you time codes now. 31 minutes. Boom.
There you go.
All right, next story.
In the world of Nintendo, Pocket Pair says Nintendo has not revealed what patents Pal World allegedly violates. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company coming off of a successful lawsuit a couple weeks ago against a mobile game that was violating some of their Pokemon likeness and characters and stuff like that. They won that. They announced that they're going to be suing Pocket Pair and the makers of Pal World over, patent issues that were too close to what their game is. Basically, a lot of the rumors were coming around. It was the capture technique of how you capture a creature in a game, such as Pokemon or Pal World, by using a mechanism to throw out and catch, and then you store them in that same mechanism. So that was what is theoretically what they're going to be suing them for, is that capture technique. They have given up supposedly on the character likeness that some of the characters in Pal World are compared to what in Pokemon, and they're basically coming out and saying that that's patent infringement on the mechanics of the game. Most of these patents were
those games seem so different.
Yeah, in the basic they're very, very similar.
But still, like, how do you patent like very general stuff though? Like, I mean, I feel like they're grasping at straws a little bit because their argument is, well, just look at it, but it's not. I mean, that's not an argument. You can't say, well, I trapped a monster. Okay, well, specifically, why does that infringe? Well, because I threw something at it to trap it. All right, well, is it a ball? Is it is it exactly the same? I mean, how do you? At some point, you're nitpicking on exactly how it's infringing.
Yeah, and I mean, this is really a slippery slope. If this goes through and they win by this patent violation, like what happens to every Ghostbuster game going forward? Like you can no longer throw a ghost trap out.
There you go. Exactly.
Like
exactly.
There's other games.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a slippery slope. Yep.
One of them's like you can ride the creatures in Pokemon, and you can ride a creature in Pal World. So that's the mechanic that's in Pokemon that we don't let them
You
use.
can ride a creature in Arc. You can ride a
I'm like,
creature in
this is it's
Horizon.
really a bad lawsuit if they're based on these basic patterns of gameplay techniques. So I can see lawsuits going through for character likeness. Like the Electrobuzz looks a lot like the guy that's featured on a lot of the Pal World games, advertisements, stuff like that. But
I just think that Nintendo's banking on the fact they have more money than anybody, and so
and
they
can
just
fight anything.
they can just fight it forever, and they'll just settle eventually.
Yep.
It's just bullying, really, in the end. But
typical Nintendo.
Typical.
All right, next
they
story.
protect their IP to the end, so
yeah, that's true. That's all I have. Sony announces PlayStation 30th anniversary collection of nostalgic console and controllers.
How did I know you were going to take this story?
Because I complained about it. I don't know if I complained about it to you. I think I did.
You did in our Discord. Yeah.
I did. Yeah. So Sony's putting out these new consoles, quote new, not new, just gray colored with like the colored PS logo on it for the 30th anniversary. I think they also might say PlayStation 30th anniversary at some point on the console, but otherwise they're the same. They're no different. They look gray and they have the colored logo. There's some bundles. You can get the new Pro. You can get the regular one. You can get the PlayStation Portal. You can get new DualSense, Edge, and regular controllers. And the boxes look like the old boxes.
Cool.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it looks cool if you have nostalgia for PlayStation. I'm not going to crap on that. That's fine. It's just that it's limited. I think there's 12,500 of the PS5 Pros, I want to say, in the worldwide. And you have to like get into basically a lottery just to get those, just to get the chance to buy them.
To get the
I don't know
chance
about
to throw your money away. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people have a nostalgia for PlayStation. I do not, so I'm not the right person to care about this, but I mean, cool, I guess. If you care about that, it looks like the old PlayStation colors.
Yeah, I just find it funny. I mean, they're making such a big deal of this, like, oh my god, I can't believe, and what the price point's going to be a big thing. And then look at how many specialty consoles Xbox has put out. I'm like, how many different
theme ones have
they
put
out? It's like, it's like this shouldn't be a big news story. This should be like, oh, that's kind of cool, and move on. But they're trying to make it tie into this whole anniversary thing that they're doing. It's just, once again, it's Sony,
and they're jacking the price exponentially over what Microsoft has done with their like their special edition consoles.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's the 30th anniversary of the Japanese launch because the US launch was in September 95. So really it's 29 for us.
Yep.
But it's 30th in December for Japan.
So it's not even real. Fuck.
It's not even real. It's Japanese launch. So that wasn't even real.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Not for us. Didn't exist unless you imported it, I guess.
No. But did you know it existed? Probably not.
I think I did. But
I don't think you did. There was no internet at the time. You were like, well, I guess there was. But
there were GamePro and there were EGM.
Yeah, you probably learned.
There was no Game Informer.
Next month,
well, there was.
Learned of it. So
Yep. So anyway, all right. Next story.
Microsoft shutting down Xbox ambassadors. So this program was something I've been involved with for, I would say,
years?
No, it's actually been around longer than they said it's around. Because Krista Charter is the one that started the program, and she went ballistic on social media, saying this is only a 13-year-old program. I started 17 years ago, and that's when I got involved. So that's Trixie 360 is Krista Charter. So she was rip shit about this. I've been in ever since. Granted, they're giving me stuff that I earned, I guess, but I never used any of it. I just treated it like being an Xbox ambassador and sharing knowledge and stuff with the public. But
I was in the ambassador program early on. I don't remember when, but I remember being on. You had that special forum you could go on and answer questions, and people could hit you up on your Xbox console, and you could walk them through on how to do things and stuff like that. It was basically you're a free help desk.
You're free tech support, yeah. And then eventually it moved to Discord, and like I never gave up on it, but it is kind of sad to see it go. It was a nice program.
I remember using people on there to help me out. I don't think I ever joined. It was just like using the help. It was good back then.
Yeah, but with all the cuts that Microsoft's doing, you can't promote an ambassador program where they're sucking you in to provide free help desk support while you're slashing actual paid employees from the Xbox environment. So
yeah, that's a good point.
I think it's bad PR if you kept doing it. So I think it's good that they're shutting it down that way but it sucks because it was a good program. I thought, I enjoyed helping people out in the day. So
no, I still did.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, next story.
Oh, let's see. Microsoft spends $1 billion annually to get third-party games on Game Pass. We all knew that Microsoft was shelling out a lot of cash to get people onto Game Pass, in hopes that they would offset by subscriptions and people continuing out with their subscriptions. But the figure of $1 billion annually seems to be kind of a surprise at how much they're actually spending on that. So
that's pretty big. Yeah.
Like, how much are they making if they can shell out $1 million to get games onto Game Pass?
$1 billion.
$1 billion, yeah.
With a B? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do they share how much they make off Game Pass? Probably not. But
no.
It seems like they're really trying to just put or build something, and in the meantime, it's a kind of a loss leader. I don't know.
I also wonder if this is some kind of fancy, accounting that's going on behind the scenes. Like, oh, we bought Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. We're going to write off, 500 million of that towards Xbox Game Pass integration type thing. So
could be.
I'm not sure that's how math works, but
I really don't know.
That's why I said some kind of fancy accounting. So
I'm a software engineer by trade, so yeah. I math, no. Like I know real math, but not corporate math. So
yeah, my wife's an accountant. I think she would probably say, "Yeah, that's probably bullshit," but I don't know.
All right, Shadow has put the stamp of disapproval down. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
All right,
that's kind of crazy.
Story.
EA confirms that Respawn's next Star Wars Jedi game will be the series' final chapter, which I haven't finished I barely even started the second one. So have you guys played those games? No. First one was great. Second one I've heard was good, and I started it, but I haven't finished it yet. So that sounds good, having just a trilogy and to be done with the Cal Kestis, stuff. It's very popular, but I think that it's good they're not just running it into the ground. I think that have a finite ending, move on to something else. I think that's good. I mean, Star Wars Outlaws I don't know how good that's doing right now, but I've heard it's good. I don't think it's selling super great.
Too.
Yeah.
I have the game. I slightly regret getting it.
Wow. Oh, really?
It's too much stealth.
Well, they're patching that out, as we talked about last episode.
Yeah, I run and gun the whole thing, and I don't play the way the mechanics want me to play.
And the instant death stealth thing is being patched out. So yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there was an instant death stealth. I don't like that.
Yeah, if you're trying to sneak around a spaceship to get to a fan to get into a certain room, if you get spotted, it's like, oh, done. You're kicked out.
Yeah,
I kind of regret buying it just because it came to EA Game Pass, and I hadn't even barely started it, so I could have just gotten it for free. Oh well, but I liked it. I liked the first one. I mean,
Don't
So,
worry,
I'll play
Moneybags.
it.
You got more where that came from.
No, not really. I'm slowing down. Playing what I have.
Yeah.
Yep. So cool.
All right.
Trilogy it is. And
Last story. Zynga says it will fight $45 million fine for infringing on decades old IBM patents. So this is a weird story. Not really something we need to go into detail on, but essentially IBM had patents from back in the day of Prodigy. If you remember Prodigy, that was one of the first
Prodigy Online
dial-up online services.
Yep.
And about 80% of Zynga's games infringe on some of those various patents that involve people playing games
Solitaire?
with one another. The one that doesn't is Crosswords with Friends, but lots of others do. And who knew that like a 20-something-year-old patent for a dial-up online fake internet service before there was really an internet, you're basically dialing into a bulletin board, that these would hold out. But Zynga's fighting for this. Selden, you probably love all the Zynga games, right?
I can't say that I haven't played a shit ton of them, because over the years I've played a shit ton of these fucking things. And they're entertainment. They're quick, easy games. You know,
you can thank IBM for your happiness.
I do. I love a good game of Minesweeper, and anybody that mimics it is obviously infringing on some kind of patent.
So
I don't really think I've played anything Zynga. Are they
you
have
have,
like
you
Facebook?
just
They have
probably
like
don't realize
Facebook
Farmville.
games.
Oh, they're also on Facebook.
Yeah, I
also
didn't
on...
play any of that stuff. The only thing I played in Facebook ever was the Assassin's Creed game that was on there. That was you could link it to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and you'd
Wow,
like
I didn't
you
even
get
know
points
this.
on Facebook in that game, and then it would go into your game on Xbox, which was
Nice.
kind of cool, and that's why I played that. But I never did the Farmville stuff. Never did anything like that. Recently I was reminded of Peggle again, which I love, but that's not
Oh,
Zynga.
Peg was so good.
Peggle was so good. What other Zynga stuff? I don't
a
think
lot
I
of
did
match
play
3
anything.
games are Zynga that
Yeah,
apparently infringe on copyright of something.
Jeez,
Any kind of card game probably goes back to poker or solitaire. Blackjack probably infringes on some kind of Microsoft.
Yeah, IBM set this
Blackjack.
shit down
IBM,
early on. They were like, "Yeah, we're locking this in," and then, sure enough,
Jeez,
what goes around comes around. So,
what goes around and around.
all right. Well, if any of you have news stories you want us to talk about next week, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@toolplay.com, or drop a comment on this episode's thread in the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors, if we had them, we'd pimp them, but we don't, so we won't. So we're not even going to talk about it. Like, just fuck that shit. Twitter us up. You can find everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. Everything tool to play related at twitter.com/tool to play. Facebook the fuck out of us, facebook.com/tool to play. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tool to play. That is your on-demand source for all Tool to Play video content, whether it's Still Got Game, whether it's hits, quick hits, whether it's tips, immature interviews, whether it's Selden Show. It doesn't matter. They're all there, all the episodes on demand instantly. So, yeah, drop on youtube.com/tool to play and absorb that content. Please rate and review the podcast in iTunes. We need some 5-star reviews. If you got extra 5 seconds, write something nice about us. It would mean a lot to us. Our Twitch channel is twitch.tv/still_got_game. Go there, follow us, give us some likes, do whatever it is that people do on Twitch nowadays. and help us escalate this channel to the former glory of twitch.com/tooltoplay or twitch.tv/tooltoplay. We have a Discord channel. That's discord.me/stillgotgame, discord.me/stillgotgame. That's where we all hang out all day long and answer people's comments. I know Shadow's our number one guy, but I will say I answered everybody within maybe 2 seconds today
You did.
on our Discord channel. So I was
did.
actively there, actively participating. I cannot guarantee future results are not based
Not
on
guaranteed.
past history. Yes, but but I could be there. But I can definitely guarantee Shadow will be there. So
Yes.
yeah, definitely go there, discord.me/game and chat with all the personalities of the show, including past and maybe future personalities, because we've seen this happen before. So all right, Sultan, you got anything you want to pimp this week?
By the time this episode comes out, it's going to be almost October, so I'm going to go ahead and pimp October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's if you know someone that has breast cancer, had breast cancer, reach out to them. Give them some support. By a call, email, or even a Facebook post or whatever. If you're in danger or have a history of it, make sure you're scheduling those mammograms. Other than that, look for events that are happening in your local community, like breast cancer walks, awareness walks, and stuff like that. Just take part in it. It's something that's close to me right now. My wife is a survivor of it, so it's something we live with daily still. So it's definitely a worthwhile cause to get out there and help support the programs that are doing research and other efforts to help with the communities out there. So Breast Cancer Awareness Month is what I want to pimp.
Nice.
How about you, Shadow?
Yeah, no, actually, I wanted to also pimp that out for next month. One of my best friends who recently passed away, she had breast cancer for a long time earlier in her life, and that's not what she passed away from, but she did have a lot of problems with that. Got better back then, but not everybody does, so definitely need to support any cause you can with that. I know off topic, but I listen to I'm a big Boy Meets World fan from back in the day, and they have a podcast now called Paw Meets World. And Danielle Fishel, who was Topanga on that show, she just got diagnosed with it and had something removed the other day. So, it can happen to anybody, and even famous people. But in general, just support everything you can with that, and support monetarily or volunteering, or just supporting your friends and however you can with that. So definitely that's my pimp for this month as well. How about you, Derek?
All right, I'm gonna go the same. I have family and friends that have all been affected by this, and that's what they say when you listen to them talk about breast cancer awareness. They say that everyone has someone that they love, or someone that they know, or someone has been affected by this, and I think that's so obvious now, especially just the three of us discussing this, that it transcends across everyone. So yeah, throw your shekels their way, and or support them in some other way if there's some kind of road race or some kind of other event. But yeah, the dollar works hard, so throw your dollars that way. And then not to fall back on me, but all of my links and all the show's links are at linktree/Derek Nolan. That's linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. And if I don't already have it, I will add a breast cancer link to my Linktree before you all hear this show, unless you're listening live. One of the let me check. Zero people listening live. All right. On that, I want to remind you all, you can join us each and every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, until Shadow can do it earlier, at youtube.com/tool to play, facebook.com/tool to play, twitch.tv/still_got_game, and kick.com/still_got_game. And on that, why don't we wrap this episode 531 up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
I'm Brian Shadow Emmerich.
Fuck the Switch.